What's up guys, it is Mikemanwba here, back again with another Draft League video. This week it is up against TFMC trainer from Mount Coronet. We are of course, or I am of course, your coach of the West Bromwich Altarias, and TFMC has a very good team, a good core. He's got the Metagross, Mega Charizard, Gardevoir, Zapdos, Donphan and Asalgor. We brought the Silvally Rock, which I'll get into in a little bit, Galvantula, the Mega Aggron, Mandibuzz, Blastoise and Salamence. So, let me just switch sides here so we're on our side. Silvally Rock, I'll go full disclosure here, bad choice on my part. Originally I had it as Silvally Water, and then at the very last, well, not at the last second, but just before we got into this, I changed my mind and I wanted something else for the Charizard. Should have gone with Silvally Ground, now that I think about it and looking back at his teams and stuff. Silvally Ground made a lot more sense. It was bad decision making on my part. I'm just going to double check which Mega Charizard that TFMC has. It is Mega Charizard X. It's been a while since we had this battle. I was a little bit surprised he didn't bring his Manaphy in this game, especially because it had quite a good matchup against me. But he left his Manaphy, his Superior, his Bouffalant, his Alolan Persian, his Tentacool and his Persimmon back. We of course left Mew, Gallade, Leafeon, Florges and Stunfisk. And something else as well. Oh, and Entei. So that's 2 weeks now that we haven't brought Mew. I just thought that this wasn't the game for Mew. TFMC has a very, very scary offensive core, and Mew didn't really do enough against it, either in terms of offensive pressure or walling it. So that's why Mew stayed at home this week. Next week we actually have online Orphan of the I think it's the Portland Zydoshes or Zydogs. I like to call them the Zydoshes because it's Zydoge. And his team is slightly more defensive in my opinion, so that could be a good opportunity to use that Mew. But let's get into this battle against TFMC. That's why we're all here. He leads off with his Donphan. I lead off with my Blastoise, and you'll notice, well, you might not notice, but didn't bring rocks this week, which was something that I really should have done. Now that I think about it, it was a very bad decision not to bring rocks. I mean, just looking at his team, Zapdos, Asalgor, Mega Charizard X, all things that don't want to take a Stealth Rock damage. Obviously, he does have a Defogger in Zapdos, Rapid Spinner in Donphan, and I believe Tentacool gets Rapid Spin as well. So he has a lot of options to counter rocks, but it's definitely something I should have brought. But I lead off with Blastoise, he leads off with the Donphan. He immediately goes for the switch into Zapdos. I just went for a Scold, trying to get some damage off nice and early. We get a decent 20%, revealing that the Zapdos is in fact actually leftovers. So I switch out expecting a Thunderbolt into our Galvantula, and he actually goes for the Substitute, which was an interesting decision. He's the Substitute Roost. I think he's Substitute, Roost, Defog and Thunderbolt is what I'm thinking here. So what we do is we just trade. I go for Thunder, he trades for a couple of Roosts. I get the sticky webs up as he goes for a Thunderbolt. I then go for the Thunder, do a nice, about 50%. He goes for Thunderbolt again. I here switch, expected that Thunderbolt, I switch into the Silver Valley Rock, which I believe he can tile it Silver Valley Rock if he mouses over it, which is why he goes into the Metagross here. Metagross, of course, has clear body, doesn't get affected by the webs. We go for the Rock Slide there, getting a little bit of damage. I could have gone for multi-attack. And I can't remember why I didn't go for multi-attack. It's probably because I'm a bit of an idiot. I kind of screwed myself over a little bit here, in that I prepped really late. It's a poor excuse, I know, but it is true. I gave myself very limited time to do this. Just with how what I did with my time in the lead up to it. Yeah, he goes into the Metagross. He's definitely going for an Earthquake. I could have gone into Mandibuzz, but I didn't want him getting or I just want him just going for a Meteor Mash, because that would do some decent damage to Mandibuzz, and if he gets the attack boost, we would have been in real trouble. I mean, I guess he could have done that on Galvantula as well, but I'd have a fresh switch in to the +1 Metagross, as opposed to if I was stuck in with Mandibuzz, that would have to go down. Luckily, he does not get a boost, obviously, because he went for the Earthquake. So I then go into the Mandibuzz, go for the knockoff as he switches into Zapdos. So there goes Zapdos' leftovers. He does a nice chunk of damage with that Thunderbolt as we go for a U-turn. Not sure why U-turned. Maybe expected another substitute. But here I go into the Mega Aggron, and we go for Avalanche as he goes for the Thunderbolt, getting the knockout on the Zapdos. I don't think that crit mattered, because I think it did about 90% anyway. So his Zapdos goes down, and he brings in the Donphan here. And I'm pretty sure we go for a Curse, and I think he goes for a Rapid Spin. He does in fact go for the Rapid Spin, doing that lovely 1 damage as we Curse up. He then switches into Metagross as we go for another Curse, which is nice. We're now at +2. He goes for the Earthquake, does a nice 15%, and I go for the rest. Now, unfortunately, here is where I make a massive misplay. Obviously, Gardevoir traces the filter there, which is a very good ability for it to trace. And I stay in as he goes for Focus Blast, completely forgetting that Focus Blast is a move, which was a terrible idea, or a terrible thing to do for me, because I lose my Mega Aggron, which was honestly my best chance in this game. Other than Focus Blast on the Gardevoir, the only thing he had to hit it with was the Flare Blitz from his Mega Charizard X, and because I had +2 defense, he was going to have to set up some Dragon Dances, and I was going to hit him hard while he was going for those. But I mess up, lose the Mega Aggron, and then I mess up again, going into the Silver Valley Rock on the Focus Blasting Gardevoir. Luckily, he switches into the Metagross. I switch back into Salamence. Obviously, don't get the Intimidate because of the Clear Body. We go for Flamethrower here because we are, in fact, special. I think we were Choice Scarf Special Salamence. However, he goes for the Ice Punch and just knocks us straight out. Obviously, the Salamence not the best idea in this game, from the looks of it. We go into Blastoise, hit off a Scold as he switches into Donphan, which is a weird choice to take that. But we saw in the first turn that... oh wait, no, never mind. I thought that his Donphan was faster for some reason from the beginning, but apparently not. We knock out his Donphan with another Scold, but he goes into a Salgor, does a nice 50% damage to us here, as we go for another Scold. Just getting some chip damage. We go into Mandibuzz here on the Energy Ball, living that fairly easily, but we're at a point here where we were very low on health. We go for the Roost. I was expecting him to go for Bug Buzz here, so I Roost just on the off chance that he did switch, and he actually did, going into that Gardevoir. And you might notice actually that Mandibuzz was weak armor, and there is a very specific reason for that, and that was that if his Mega Charizard X was on the field and at +1, we could live a Flare Blitz or a Dragon Claw. We'd get the weak armor boost to our speed. We'd hit him with a Foul Play on the same turn as his Flare Blitz, and then on the next turn we would outspeed with the weak armor, and we would be able to finish him off with the Foul Play. But unfortunately that didn't get taken into consideration here, as the Gardevoir knocks out the Mandibuzz, and I think that confirmed that it was Specs Gardevoir, I believe. Here again he goes back into Metagross, and you see here we have a big problem here in that we have nothing to kill this Metagross with. He just goes for the Earthquake. I believe we go for Scald here. I'm going to set it back up to normal speed. Yeah, we go for the Scald as he goes back into a Salgor. The Salgor knocks out the Blastoise. Going into Silvally, last mon. We live that fairly, not easily, but with around half. Knock out the Salgor with a Rock Slide, and then in comes the Metagross. To add insult to injury, we miss the Rock Slide, and he finishes us off with a Meteor Mash, getting that attack boost at the same time. So as you can see, a very disappointing loss for us. I did not play very well in this game at all. I don't have any excuses really. I just prepped badly and played badly. Forgetting about Focus Blast was poor on my part. The choice of Silvally was poor. What else is there? So yeah, letting Aggron go down, the Silvally choice, the lack of rocks, all things that I did very, very poorly. Some of my sets weren't great either, I will be honest. But trying to look through here on the side just to see which mons got kills. So Mega Aggron got a kill, and it should have got more, but unfortunately we messed that up. Blastoise got a kill on the Donphan, and then Silvally getting a kill at the end as well. So 3 mons killed, 3 separate killers. But yeah, a poor result against TFMC, who I believe was actually coming off a loss. Yeah, heavy 4-0 loss to Gumby and his Mega Latias. Looking like a good bet to win the league at this point, Gumby potentially. Currently 2-0, both 4-0 victories, although one of them was against... we have a new guy in the league called Thorazak, who was taken over from Kohanks. You'll remember Kohanks randomised his team. Thorazak has come in to replace him, and we've allowed him to make any changes to his team that he wants, but they don't come into effect until week 3, so Thorazak had to play with Kohanks' random team, unfortunately for him. Also, we've had a couple more dropouts. Baron's had to drop out. He was 0-2 at the time. And Jingus has also had to drop out at 0-2. It's not, I have to emphasise here, it's not because they got mad that they were losing or anything. Or it's not like they've left because they weren't winning matches. They've had to leave due to... various personal reasons and stuff, and I know Jingus's PC is having a lot of problems at the minute. I just think it doesn't work at all. So unfortunately, they have had to drop out. We have been able to replace Baron, I believe. I don't think we have been able to replace Genghis yet. Oh, we might have actually. I think we have. Tell a lie. I believe we have replaced both of them. Just the third guy isn't confirmed yet. I believe a guy called Malone has replaced Baron. Malone's YouTube being Sly Tackle Gaming, and I think we have a guy called Zombie Captain who has come in to replace. I think he's come in to replace Genghis. I think I've got that right. So next week we face off against Online Orphan of the Portland Zydogs. We have to look out for his Mega Latios and Celesteela and Sylveon core. It's probably the best Dragon Steel Fairy core in the game. Comment down below if you think there's a better one, but I can't think of one off the top of my head. He's also got the Serena, Jellicent, Rhydon, Electrode, the Infernape, the Crocodile, the Magneton, the Kecleon, and the Garbodor. I'm pretty sure I know what his team's going to be. There's going to be 5 things that come for definite, I think. Or at least they're going to be like highly likely. Haven't had time to prep or even really look at it too hard, so maybe he won't bring one thing because he thinks too many of my mons counter it. But I think odds are he'll bring 5 mons and then bring like something else as a support. But that's all for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. We are currently 1-1 in the TBF. I believe there's 3 people that are currently 1-1. So that could be very interesting going forwards. No, it can't be 3. There has to be 4 that are 1-1. That's how that works, I believe. I think there's 3 people have won 2. No, 4 people have won 2. 4 people have are 1-1, and 4 people have lost 2. I think, but I might be wrong. But anyway, keeps getting longer. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next Monday for the next episode of TBF. See you then.